2v2 on Minsk Pocket. Mixed Allies versus Double Oster. Allies are in the south base. It's Griswold 189 and Zampolit versus Blazej, Barzanek, and CandyGram. Griswold playing as the US, Zampolit playing as the Soviets, very appropriate name. Blazej playing as Oster number 1, CandyGram Oster number 2. Germans in the north base. So, we do see Grenadier start from CandyGram, Pioneer start from Blazej, Griswold going with Riflemen, and Zampolit going with Conscripts into a support weapon Kompanija, so he will probably be getting some Maxims, very popular on this particular map. And I actually do have some Rome 2 cards, Zampolit. Should you ever see this video, I would be happy to trade with you. Pioneers moving for the strategic point on the right. Engineers moving towards the right as well. So the first engagement will very likely be, I'm thinking, Conscripts versus Pioneers. Conscripts should have the advantage in that. Grenadiers moving up as well. Combat Engineers move up to support. Then I'm thinking the Soviets should win on the right side. Riflemen moving up on the left, and they're going to be unopposed, possibly, if these Pioneers move for the victory point. Otherwise, they'll run into some Riflemen and Grenadiers as well. Looks like machine gun, MG42, hitting the right side as well. He's going to be focusing then primarily on munitions and pushing or holding the right side, whereas Blazej will be working on the fuel. And it looks like we see a quick fighting position going up in a very defensive position. This is very far back. Highly unlikely the Axis is going to be pushing that far back. So I think that fighting position is a little too conservative. He could have put that in a slightly more forward position, at least on the victory point. But if he's intending on focusing entirely on the flank, then that may be there purely as a deterrent to anything trying to capture their fuel while he's focusing on the left side, which it looks like he is going to do. So that actually might be a good move. I could understand that for sure. Conscripts hanging back, waiting for more support to arrive, but if they don't push, then that MG is going to get into position, and that's going to force him to have to set up a flank. Machine gun repositioning once again. Also, Riflemen getting actually chased off by Pioneers. They managed to get into minimum range, it looks like, while the Riflemen were focusing on the Grens, but 2nd Rifleman Squad is here, and they should be able to win this engagement. Looks like the machine gun did get into position and is now laying suppressing fire on those conscripts, but these are going to be on an easy flank, and they are also definitely going to win this engagement. Those Grenadiers closed into minimum range. I don't know what he was thinking there, and he'll definitely lose that. For some reason, he retreated his combat engineers, though. That's kind of a shame. I guess he didn't think he could win. He probably could have taken up a position in this house and won that engagement, honestly. So, what is he doing with those Grens? Get out of there, CandyGram. Oh, that's... Ugh. He just wasn't watching. He was too busy with whatever's going on over here, and now he should have an easy... Oh, no, he will not have an easy flank. A 2nd MG42 has made it into position. Meanwhile, on the left side, it looks like the Riflemen are getting chased off by elite troops, Doctrine chosen, so a Vet 3 MG42 right out of the gate, and he does walk right into that machine gun. He tries to URA past it, does not work. Trying to flank with this squad also does not work. Has a Maxim over here chasing off that. Oh, and we do see Molotovs researched and thrown. And so both of those conscripts will inflict some damage before making it out, and actually great damage on that one. And that one, both. Probably might want to retreat those. Those have taken really heavy damage and they won't survive a second charge. This Maxim alone could probably gun both down. So yes, he does leave. Riflemen continuing their work on the left side. And it appears that the machine gun is doing a good job of keeping them suppressed. We'll see if he can have a little more success on his next push. Lieutenant is hitting the field and possibly going to be going for some light vehicles soon. We will see what he does there. He's still quite a bit of manpower away from a utility car, or possibly another 20 fuel from the anti-air half-track. Or maybe he'll just go for some machine guns, who knows. Stun grenades coming out from elite troops guy over here. And it looks like he's also trained up a Grenadier squad, so that's 50 fuel now invested into his tier 1 units to give him that early game edge. Possibly a successful flank? No, not quite. That's not going to work either. That was pretty bad. This has pretty much totally failed. His lieutenant's not going to be able to do much either. Oh, almost loses that full squad. I'm not sure what he's thinking here. Ugh. Against an unvetted MG, this actually might have gone a little better. He might have been able to focus it down. But that was bad. That was very bad. Definitely needed to take a different approach there. I mean, you can shoot over this rock. He could have just walked around over here and shot at it. But instead, he sort of sent all 3 squads around the same direction, and it did not go very well for him. Hopefully his next push will go a little bit better. Meanwhile, on the right side, Soviet's doing quite well, and we see that he's gone with the Irregulars doctrine, which I don't think I've seen in one of my casts yet, so that's fun to see. Irregulars very strong early game because they're dirt cheap, and you can just flood the map with them. Nice on a big map like this. It gives you tons of capping power and harassment power. And if your opponent's not watching, you can get a lucky grenade too. They die like instantly though. That's the thing about them. They don't scale, unfortunately. So you just have to use them for what little utility you can get out of them. That's really what they are. They're utility units, and you can't really use them as general infantry, sadly. They're kind of like conscripts in that regard, but they do come with heavier weapons. Boomerang for the building. Should make it, I think. This machine gun is going to be rather difficult to flank. He might be able to oorah into this building between volleys if he waits for the MG to reload. Big force heading for the fuel, but they are going to walk right into this fighting position. Suppressed immediately, gets the flamethrower, so that's good. One of the flamethrowers. This one's not taking a particularly circuitous route either, so it'll probably get suppressed if he doesn't. It's just moving back. Looks like we do see the AA half-track, and it catches a mortar very first thing. But he's actually going to ignore that and try and deal with some of this infantry over here, dealing heavy damage. If he doesn't react to this, he's going to lose a lot. I'm not sure what he's paying attention to right now, but I don't think it's this. Clears the Vet-3 MG. That's a shame. What a waste. So that elite troops expenditure is gone down the drain. Successful flank by conscripts over here too. He did apparently make it into some building back route over here. So well played. Maxim moves up to cover the flank as well. They do, however, need to keep an eye on their map control. This is not captured. Fortunately, this not observation post, fuel cache is indeed preventing these pioneers from cutting them off. So actually, huge payoff there. Good purchase by Griswold. And these rear echelon troops have actually moved to build another one, I'm assuming, in the near future. Pops volley fire. Not actually sure that was necessary. They were already at half health, but that will definitely secure this engagement for him. Mortar actually gets elite troop training, it looks like. So that's 75 fuel now, I think he's invested into that. That's really going to slow his teching down. Let's take a look. Oops. He is Battle Phase 1, not Battle Phase 2 yet, and he actually does have 160 fuel, so the fuel situation's not terrible, but he has built no other advanced base buildings. We do see the mechanized company going up for his teammate who has 50 fuel currently. So hopefully they'll be able to get some higher tech units out soon to try and deal with this Soviet push on the right, which has been quite successful. And the Americans are now pushing up on the left side unopposed because of the Blazej sort of overextended himself a little bit in the middle, and I'm not sure that paid off. Oh, Blazej is the one who's elite troops. Sorry, not CandyGram. Yeah, that's why he has no fuel. He's only got 58. CandyGram has plenty because he's not elite troops. So I had that backwards. I was wondering how he could possibly have that much. And Jaeger infantry also upgraded the recon package. G43s on these Vet-3 Grenadiers gonna definitely do great damage against these lone rifleman squads. Riflemen still don't have any really good vet, and riflemen have not had any particularly successful pushes. However, this AA half-track is going to do some pretty significant damage until there's proper AT on the field. Hopefully he won't waste any munitions on Fausting this. This is really not gonna do anything. Yeah, okay. There's a bunch of munitions down the drain. Totally pointless. He's not going to kill this thing. I don't think so, anyway. I'm not sure if flamethrowers do any meaningful damage. pinned, so they can no longer even hurt it. Yeah, I'm not actually 100% sure if the flamethrower will be able to finish it off. It is low. He needs to move that lieutenant up to support, though. He's probably microing this half-track furiously. He allowed them to become unpinned and is now facing the rear with the Vet 3 Grenadier G43s. Also, one unlucky mortar could spell doom. Oh, another Faust, and the flamethrower can indeed do damage, and it does kill it. So it's not a waste. Actually, I'm kind of surprised he didn't move some infantry up to support. He could have won that engagement and not lost his half-track if he had sort of paid a little more attention. So that's unfortunate. Meanwhile, Soviets are continuing their work on the right side. We do see an 82mm mortar doing some decent damage over here on this machine gun. And, of course, CandyGram's mortar is moving up as well. This lieutenant's going to lose that engagement. These riflemen aren't not likely to survive their retreat path either. Ooh, irregulars get a pretty decent grenade there. But the veterancy on those Panzer Grenadiers gives them that extra bit of durability, and only one squad member actually dies, unfortunately. So those irregulars are forced to retreat. I would say that the American player is just not having the greatest game. He's really struggling. Not a single really successful push with his rifleman. He's bleeding. Really struggling against these vetted Grenadiers. That troop training, I mean, it's setting him back for fuel for sure. I think I've counted 100 fuel now. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Spent on elite troops, but it's paying off in dividends. He just can't handle it. T-70 hitting the field, so that's good. Nice Molotov there. Oh, great grenade from those irregulars. Wipes out a full Panzer Grenadier squad. Very nice. Or no, a vetted Grenadier squad. That's what that was, I think. He used to have 2 Vet 3 squads, and now he only has 1. So he definitely lost one somewhere. But I thought he had a Vet 2 Panzer Grenadier squad too, unless that was CandyGram's. No. So I think he's lost 2 full squads somehow or another. This is a new mortar too. That being said, Griswold really hurting, only 1 rifle squad remaining. His lieutenant's still alive. Got a major on the field though, so he rushed a major, no captain. Ouch, that was a nice mortar. T-70 taking a little bit of light damage. Panzerfaust, it looks like. Still no pack on the field. They're definitely going to want to invest in one soon, now that they know the enemy has light vehicles. It's only a matter of time before tanks, and when we see more Panzer Grenadiers, just more Panzer Grenadiers hitting the field. No packs yet, but Panzerschrecks are, you know, they're something. You really need a pack, but Panzerschrecks will at least allow you to push the tank back, if not destroy it. Man, Griswold just keeps sending 1 unit at a time up into engagements he just can't win. Really got to blob up a little bit more, honestly. Which I know it's probably gonna hurt my cred to suggest that somebody blob, but his opponent has no machine guns, no anti-blobbing measures really besides grenades. So he needs to keep his army closer together, and he needs to make another infantry squad for himself if he's going to be even remotely capable of staying in this game. Sherman, however, hitting the field, so that's good. It's going to not be able to completely dominate, but it'll at least be able to contend. It should give him a lot more field presence than he has right now, and I'm glad to see that he is trying to bolster his infantry ranks by cranking out some more riflemen, because without general infantry, you really can't do anything. Lots of Panzer Grenadiers coming out from CandyGram now. That'll be squad number 3? Squad number 2, maybe. Also, Tier 4 going up, Heavy Panzer Corps, so very interesting. It's unusual to see that. Usually people prefer to go with Tier 3, but I guess CandyGram is feeling very confident, and that he does not need the medium armor present in Tier 3, doesn't want the Gauss with the P4. He is instead going to go for probably maybe a Panzerwerfer, possibly going to hold out for Panther. I'd be very surprised to see a Broom Bar, although it happens. If you caught the game of me versus Jezelin, that ATR cast, he made a broombar against me, which certainly caught me off guard and killed my entire army in one shot at the end of that, so it's not a bad tank by any means, it's just unusual to see it. Usually people like to go for a quicker Panzer IV. Sherman moving up. And it makes a grand entrance and immediately forces away all of that infantry with the help of this Maxim, keeping it suppressed. T-70 giving chase. And possibly getting this Vet 3 squad. Could it get the snipe? No. Oh, actually the irregulars. The irregulars with the, I think that's a DP machine gun, managed to clean that out. And this mortar, I think, was not being watched either, and that gets cleared. So great push by the Soviet light armor and the American medium armor. Meanwhile, I'm not sure what CandyGram's doing over here. He's just sort of sitting back, bombarding this position with smoke. Oh, nice. Always good to see that. He's then going to crew this machine gun, maybe? No, he's just charging straight in. I think those Pioneers might have been better used on that MG, but could be wrong. I'm not sure if he's going to just run straight in. Yes, he will. And that is going to cause an immediate retreat. He's not even going to try to win that. Ooh, friendly fire. 2 Pioneers down to the Vet 3 mortar. Got a promotion for killing 2 of their own guys. Medium armor moving to respond. This gun's somewhat oddly positioned. He might want to reface some of his team weapons over here in the middle. We do have a stolen MG42 covering pretty much the whole forest, though. Sherman does catch the Pioneers. A big force of Panzerschrecks over here. The Sherman should win this engagement if it's microed correctly. Ooh. One Panzerschreck missed. He can win this by bullying and pushing, but he's actually going to not do that and move away towards the enemy base, which is going to put him in a lot of trouble. Vet 3 mortar does get cleared. He may want to consider popping smoke or something. It looks like the way out is actually clear. He could escape if he doesn't do what he just did. Oh, but the Panzerschreck hits the ground. Oh, that one doesn't. He should have continued reversing. Instead, he did a wide turn and pretty much screwed himself over. Nice grenade, though. DP machine gun could finish off the squad, or the lucky T-34 shot. And man, Zampolit is just really having to carry his teammate here. Griswold keeps on making these little mistakes that are just really hurting the Allied advantage. But Zampolit's doing a great job picking up the slack and sort of filling in the gaps. And to Griswold's credit, he is doing a good job of capturing and harassing, even though he keeps losing engagements. He, you know, turns it right around. Wow, look at that. Took out a full squad there. Almost took out 2 full squads. If they had retreated, if he had chased that, I think he definitely would have. Oh, and the fighting position actually takes it out. Wow, so 2 full squads down, one of which was a Vet 3 Grenadier squad. And he will, he should be able to take that MG. What is he doing? He really should pick that up. Maybe just, I don't know, maybe is the squad full? He's got Thompson, Barr, 3 rifles. No, it's not. He should pick it up with the lieutenant. Not sure what he's doing. Meanwhile, over here, some irregulars are gonna die. Yep, they're done. That was not worth that grenade toss. Should have got out of there. This MG42 may not survive either. It's going to be quite a charge. Especially if it's crewed by irregulars, excuse me, which have no armor or health whatsoever. Gunner gets killed. And that's cleared. A lot of Panzerschrecks moving up on this T-34, and it's going to have to get out of there if it wants to survive. T-70 probably should move up to support. It's up to 15 kills, almost Vet 2, which is going to make it really great against infantry. Oh, Panther hitting the field from CandyGram. He did indeed go straight for a Panther out of his Tier 4 building, and he is going to chase that T-34 down. Or he's going to just park in the middle. Nope, there he goes. Some conscripts moving up to support, and if we take a look, Zampolit has probably, yep, researched AT grenades, so he will be able to damage that thing's engine and keep his T-34 safely screened, and he's also got access to conscript repair thanks to his doctrine choice, as well as the ML-20 152mm howitzer, although I don't think he's going to be purchasing that based on his current build decisions. I'm thinking since he went from Tier 3 into Tier 4, that's a huge amount of fuel investment into this next build, and he's probably going to be getting an SU now that he's seen a Panther. That would be my guess. His opponent's not particularly entrenched, so a Katyusha might be a waste. Lots of fighting positions from Griswold. He really likes these. He was given free reign to just sort of set up and build over here on the left, and now all these infantry pushes are going to kind of be annoyed. The fighting positions are really just more of a nuisance than anything. They are kind of cheap, and Griswold has munitions to spare, definitely. He hasn't been making much use of weapon upgrades or the time on target artillery barrage. No bars, no M1919, so he's got tons of munitions. He has no problem building a fighting position or two if it's going to help him win some engagements, but it looks like it's not going to pay off as the Panzerschrecks do manage to focus it down. Newt Sherman is hitting the field, though, gets to the victory point just in time, and it will probably be able to push this force back. Almost, actually, took out that full squad. They're suppressed, and they're going to probably remain suppressed under the 50 cal fire, but the building does get cleared by the bundle grenade and Panzer Grenadier fire. High explosive rounds doing good work, and now there's no AT left over here, so he will definitely win that engagement. Stug, however, moving up to think about pushing him back, but a Stug versus Sherman, the Sherman will generally win, maybe. It really comes down to a lot of different factors. He does have Panzer Tactician, I believe, that's Blazej, so he does have access to smoke pots, so that will actually kind of give the Stug a slight advantage. AT grenade going out on the Panther. It looks like the conscripts went around for a flank. We also see the Maxim and the some irregulars over here. Conscript squad probably going to make it away. This gun is not moving to support. Probably should. But actually, we do see the SU here on the field, so he's probably going to use that. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Pioneers are... I don't even know if CandyGram has any Pioneers. No, he does not. He's creating some now. He probably should have done that a little bit earlier. Anytime you make a heavy tank, it's critical. Ooh! Yikes. Facing its rear armor towards an SU. I don't think he even knew that SU was on the field. Those Panzer Grenadiers are going to successfully screen, though, and the T-34 is in no condition to chase those away. Maxim's not moving up. He needs to be using this entire force, this entire combined arms force, a little bit more aggressively. He also needs to bring his Zis into the... Man, if he had just pointed his Zis this way, that could have been huge. He could definitely kill this Panther, but he's just being too conservative. That's such a shame. T-70 also still parked in the middle. He's playing so defensively. He was so aggressive at the beginning, and it paid off in dividends. He needs to keep that up, though. He's too timid about this Panther and Panzergrens. I think he could definitely win this. Now that fuel cache is going to go down. The irregulars are moving up without Maxim support. They're going to get killed. Oh, jeez, that's definitely falling apart over there. High explosive rounds actually penetrate that Stug, and the Stug shoots the ground. Wow, but he needs to get that out of there. He needs to pop smoke and retreat immediately. Oh, jeez. Oh, with a new fighting position, and he's going to make a second one right there. Wow, he's investing so much into fighting positions. This is a great... I've never seen a strategy like this before. And, I mean, they're clearly just sort of one-shot throwaway things, but they could actually legitimately win him these engagements if his opponent keeps blobbing up like this under artillery fire. Look at this. Oh, jeez. What a barrage. Almost takes out everything. Stug fire. Oh my gosh, that grenade could be huge. Oh, it takes out the Pios, but not the Grenadiers. And the Panzergrens retreat because this thing finished its upgrade, and it actually kills both squads! Oh my god, both squads down on the retreat because the MG pops just in time. This is crazy. I can't believe these fighting positions. M36, excuse me. Hits the field also at the perfect time, wiping out the Stug, and that will leave Blazej with nothing. Nothing but a no, he has some Panzergranates over down here. Nothing but a fresh Stug and some Panzer Grenadiers. And he's still cranking this troop training onto all of his units. He's throwing it onto these guys, I think. He threw it onto this Stug, giving it Vet 1. He must have invested 250 fuel by now in troop training, so that is a lot to invest. And he's actually, because of how behind he is, he's gonna, if he saves up for a Tiger Ace, he's got the command points, but if he saves up for a Tiger Ace now, that's 600 manpower away, where he's only gonna have a 3-unit army. And if he builds any more units, then that's just going to delay the Tiger Ace further. Fortunately, CandyGram picking up the slack a little bit. 2 Panthers on the field. Definitely going to be able to hunt down and kill a Jackson if they want to. Definitely going to, of course, be able to kill a T-70. In fact, they could win an engagement against any of the Allied armor easily right now. It's just a matter of what they decide to go kill. If all of the Allied armor sort of collects itself and regroups and forms just one solid force, they could definitely beat 2 Panthers. It would definitely take the combined might of Griswold and Zampolit's tanks, though they would have to work together for sure. Otherwise, Panthers are going to have free reign. Oh no, what is that Jackson doing? Griswold, that's a dead Jackson. It's dead. I can't believe he just did that. I can't believe he just did that. He just threw it away. I mean, I guess he didn't know those were there. I don't know what he was thinking. Oh, what a waste. Now I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, I don't know. Which is such a shame because he had such a beautiful, amazing engagement over here with the with the fighting positions. But now new Stug's moving up. Panzer Grenadiers with Shrek are easily going to clear it out. Rear echelon troops did not make it back in time to like build more, I guess. No riflemen up here either. And that gets easily cleared out, no problem. This stolen mortar is actually not doing too bad either. So now the Sherman is going to have to somehow fight off a Panzer Grenadier squad and a Stug by itself. A volley fire might have been nice. A miraculous mortar could also turn the tide a little bit, but I don't really see that happening. 2 Panthers are also nearby, willing to support. Oh, what was that? That is a dead Pioneer squad, I guess. I don't know. I think that was a Soviet bombing run. I'm actually not sure what that was. No, it's not that. Oops. Oops. That was an Axis bombing run on something over here. Whoa. Time on target artillery actually almost hits a Stug right here. It will get away with a sliver of health. That's Sherman. If he switches to, what is that, AP rounds on right now? Yes. 1 shot could do it. Oh, main gun destroyed on the front. No, don't chase. Oh, what is he doing? Now his Sherman's dead. There's absolutely no escape. He should not have done that. Well, that was a mistake. Definitely not worth it. Also, Panthers are pushing in. Where's the second one? Must have died. I'm also not sure what it's aiming at. Ramming into rear armor. Oh. But oh, that was a mistake. That ram was a huge mistake. Oh, but the Zis gun way in the back. It's an abandoned Panther. An abandoned Panther. Only infantry and rangers. This Shrek squad. He might consider sacrificing it. Oh, jeez. He needs to blow that Panther up. He needs to blow it up. There's a T-70 on its way to push them away. Oh, God. Destroy that Panther. Something happening over here. I don't know. But he really... Oh, he can't... Oh, what is he... Oh, my God. I can't believe he didn't shoot it. Just hit A and click the Panther. He just gave a Panther to the Allies. That's huge. That could definitely turn the tables. Not that the tables are swinging any particular way. There have been huge losses on both sides. This is anybody's game. I don't know. I don't know. Griswold really needs to pick it up on the left side, though. He can't just be throwing his tanks away. But then again, losing tanks is better than handing them over on a silver platter. Ugh. The Soviet is now going to be able to recruit that with some conscripts. I'm thinking he's probably going to crank out some combat engineers now. Or he has one on the way. Oh, he did actually get the howitzer as well, so should be good to see that. And that is now a Soviet Panther. He's got to get that to safety, get it repaired as quickly as possible. He does have conscript repair, so he should be able to get that back in working condition hopefully pretty soon. And man, look at the size of his army right now. All these recruit team weapons. Great job, Zampolit. Great job. You're dominating the right side for sure. It's a shame that he lost that SU though. But great work moving that Zis up and winning that engagement in such a decisive manner. You just need to work on this left victory point. It's just 25 remaining. The Axis are just desperately working on the clock. Judging by how much time is remaining in the game, though, I don't know what's gonna happen. That Panther is gonna be a big deciding factor for sure. I'm not sure how the Axis stops that clock, though. 25 points, nothing anywhere near the middle point, nothing anywhere near the right point. Oh, jeez, they really need to get to a victory point like now. Oh, T-70 takes out a Pio squad. Even a Pio squad is a huge loss at this point. Every ounce of capping power is critical. T-70's been great this game. Such an impact, 24 kills. And a lot of those are Panzer Grenadier kills, too. New Panther hitting the field. It's going to be Panther versus Panther with Panzerschreck support as well as this. And conscripts with a teenage support. Making a push for the middle point finally. Only 16 points left. It's really coming down to the wire, but it is definitely a big force. Vet 2 Stug. Vet 1 Stug. That lieutenant's dead. What was he doing? Griswold, stop throwing your units away. You're breaking my heart. Ugh, God, that hurts to watch. 4 Pioneer squads also on the field. If we take a look at Blazej, we will see 500 manpower. He also has a pretty decent army now. Kind of losing bios for some reason. Ooh, Mortar takes out the full squad. Griswold's riflemen also, however, taking heavy damage. Needs to get those out of there. Making a push for the victory point under priest fire. What is this Jackson doing? He just charges into 2. Oh my God. Charges into like a lamb to the slaughter. He needs to use his Jackson so much more defensively at max range, trying to take pot shots at these tanks. Why is Zampolit saying GG? Did he lose some critical engagement? I don't know why he said that. They have 7 points left, and the game is not over by any means. And if the Axis recover this Jackson, that's going to be devastating. I don't know why he said GG. He's not surrendering. I think he thinks that he won, but that was definitely premature. The game is not over. Soviet Panther moves up on the middle against a lone Stug with Sherman support. Ooh, look at the damage on that first shot. Blasts through the hedge, causing it to expose its rear armor to a Sherman that does have AP rounds equipped, and that Stug is dead. Perfectly executed. The Stug does no damage, absolutely no punishment on these tanks. That was terrible. Terrible use of that Stug. I don't even know if he was watching that engagement. And there's no excuse for that because I don't know what he possibly could have been watching. Meanwhile, Pioneers are working on a munitions cache. But it is so important that they work on victory points. Fortunately, CandyGram is working on the right side victory point, so that's good. Allies are retaking control of the center victory point, though. It's just a single mistake is what it's going to come down to. If the Axis makes one mistake, the game will end. They have to play flawlessly from here on out. They can't be throwing away Stugs. This new Stug's hitting the field, and it's charging into a Sherman and a Panther. What? Oh my gosh, what is he doing with that Stug? If Zampolit capitalizes on this, that's going to be very problematic. That Sherman will escape. Thank you, Griswold, for finally exercising a little unit preservation. Panther chasing. It does have the armor to get one more shot off, I think. Come on, come on. There it is, stuck down, survives the Panzerschreck blast, and he will be able to get out clean. Perfect. And look at that, he's using Blitz. Even though he's Soviet, he still remembers that his tanks have abilities, so I'm thinking Zampolit probably does play Germans every now and then, so he's familiar with the Panther's abilities. Good for him, using Blitzkrieg to get out of there. He will be able to get that repaired. Excellent. Oh my goodness, they've taken too many casualties from a well-executed flank on the back, and now they cannot recrew the Panther, or the Sherman. That's going to get stolen. Griswold just lost this Sherman effectively. It could get crewed by these Panzer Grenadiers, I'm thinking, unless he decides to just blow it up. He shouldn't do that, though. He should steal it. Should definitely steal it. SU over here, though, shooting at the Panther. Meanwhile, the Panther is shooting at an abandoned Sherman that he's about to crew. So I don't know what he was thinking there. Oh no, that's too many Panzerschreck example. Let's just pull out. Yeah, actually, it doesn't matter. It's dead. It's dead. He should have just taken another shot at the Panther because he was too slow to react. Meanwhile, this is poorly faced. So, Axis are definitely executing well. Although CandyGram more so than Blazej, who keeps throwing away his stugs. Meanwhile, the sneaky squad of riflemen is going to be able to capture the right side. And if only there were a conscript squad, some spare unit of infantry from Zampolit moving for the right side, the game could be won. They would win if only there was something over here instead of sitting idle in the base. Because everything the Axis has is focused in the middle. That's such a shame that he didn't mobilize something over there to take that. He's got, look at this. This is capping power at this point and not much else. Ooh, good howitzer shots on that Panther. Look at that. Full squad down of Panzer Grenadiers, I think. And is that 2 howitzers? Oh, it's a howitzer and a priest. Panther, however, will be fully repaired. And the Allies do have time, and they actually have quite a bit of late game power in the form of this Panther. So there's no huge rush. They only have to get 7 points knocked off the clock, and they just need to execute. They don't want to get too desperate or anything crazy like that. They just want to execute a nice push on 2 of the victory points together as a team, hopefully. What they don't want to do is send a tank way deep into enemy lines unsupported for no reason. Not sure what is happening here. He's executing some kind of flanking maneuver with his Panther, going for a blitz on this damaged Panther, which he knows is so hurt. Oh, and that turret, though, that turret is so poorly angled. But if CandyGram doesn't react to this, he's going to lose this Panther. Sort of just sitting there. Get out of there. Alright, he's now got his rear armor exposed to 2 Panzerschreck squads, but perfect. Perfect flank. Perfect flank. I take back what I said. Zampolit is really executing. He's doing such good work with this stolen Panther, but at the same time, they've completely lost map control because he's not microing his other units. He's focusing entirely on this tank and his artillery and stuff. He needs to keep active. He needs to keep all of his army busy. He needs to get those moving. They need more map control, and they need to get those victory points down. Only 7 left. Some infantry duking it out here over this fuel point. Just delaying, stalling. Good move by Blazej there, although he doesn't want to lose that. Oh, full squad. Stolen Sherman that CandyGram took. Man, there's just so many tanks just changing hands this game. It's insane. I almost lost to Jackson as well, but I guess that got destroyed. So CandyGram has a Sherman, Zampolit has a Panther. And the Axis are definitely in a good position right now. Zampolit, oh, I think he's actually going to capture this. He should. He can capture this with his T-70. I don't know if he knows that or what he's doing. He could put his T-70 into secure mode and capture the victory point, but I guess he's not going to do that until they have control or a shot at one of the other victory points, because they need 2. They just need 2. So that's actually, I think, what he's planning. He's just going to hide his T-70 here. As soon as they're going to make a push for the center or the left, he'll pop it out, start capping. I see the rationale for sure. Why aren't these team weapons moving? Are they bugged or something? I don't understand why he won't leave the base with these. Is this in his base too? He's just got a huge army just sitting in his base. I don't get it. Maybe he's building up for one big push on the center. That's the only thing I can think of. Some kind of bombing run coming in here. Oh! Railway artillery, I think. Is that what that is? Oh no, it's the Stuka bombing run. Stuka bombing run drops a 50-kilogram bomb on the target location, takes out the artillery and the AT gun. Panther sitting right here on the victory point, doesn't even know about the T-70. Things are pretty quiet. Finally, it looks like there's going to be a push from most of these things. Looks like a pretty big force of conscripts. He got the PPSH upgrade on everything, but he's going for the right side, not the middle. Meanwhile, Griswold has not got much right now. He's got 2 priests, which is a huge investment, which you can't afford to be purchasing that much artillery when you have no army. It has no infantry and no tanks. Just 2 vanilla rifleman squads. These riflemen are trying for the victory point. They probably will be able to get it capped under nothing but Panther fire. Allies down to 200 points. The clock is starting to tick a little bit. That machine gun didn't make it too far before getting blasted apart by the stolen Sherman. Panzer Grenadier supports. These riflemen are obviously trying to make a run for the victory point, but they're getting screened by a flamethrower and a Panzer Grenadier squad. They're definitely not going to make it. Priest. Oh, 2 priests firing on that position, though. And if they don't move, they could take heavy casualties. They will evade. Riflemen do indeed successfully capture the point. T-70 continuing to hide in the background. I'm actually not sure what purpose that serves now. Panther moving up to take out the Sherman, which still have high explosive rounds equipped. Panther's also veterans too. But I can't risk it with those Panzer strikes there. Oh no, the engine gets destroyed by a Panzerfaust. That's actually could mean a dead Panther if they chase, but they will not chase. They're going to pull back, play defensively. Makes sense. T-70 continuing to hide behind the building over here. Did the Panther spot it? I'm not sure. I think the Panther might have spotted it, but CandyGram himself is not aware. So he's going to push now. That is a damaged engine Panther. Pulls around the front. This Panther does not flank. It is instead charging into these conscripts, which I'm thinking are going to go for an AT grenade, possibly. Would be my guess. I'm not sure, though. Common engineer sitting idle. Needs to sort of... Oh, now would be the perfect opportunity to pop out that T-70. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. Riflemen grouping up a little bit more, moving up to the left side, but they have no vet, no upgrades, getting cut down by that light machine gun. Taking heavy damage. And they may not escape. These riflemen throw a grenade, though. Oh, also a smoke grenade here. And he actually could win this engagement. There's only 1 MP44 left over here. No AT grenade thrown. It looks like it has not taken engine damage. Big red blob right here. He can definitely see that. He should arty that with his priest if he can. Yes, he does have his barrage off cooldown. He should arty that huge blob. Guess he didn't see it. Oh my goodness. Panzer Grenadier squad down. I guess he wasn't watching, and he's gonna retreat? I guess he figures if he walks up there, he's just gonna lose the squad. Makes sense. That does make sense. And he's now up with 3 rifleman squads. I would highly recommend he start getting some M1919s on these guys. Give them a little bit of punch, and then start moving them in a big blob for the left victory point. Might be able to get it capped. Center victory point's too heavily guarded, and I'm thinking, I don't know. I think they need to work as a team. I haven't seen one coordinated push from Griswold and Zampolit at the same time. We have a T-34 hitting the field. Second T-34 coming out as well. If we take a look at Zampolit's army, it's kind of shrunk a little bit. So that is unfortunate. This T-70 also never moved and died, apparently. Not sure what happened over there, but okay. The entire building is leveled, so maybe some kind of, I don't know, something. Defensive blob here. S-mines on the central point. Infantry moving for the left side, and now things are really looking grim for the Allies. They need one good push. I think Zampolit could pull something amazing off with these tanks. The axes are actually spread quite thin. One good push on any of these fronts is definitely possible. But he needs to get those repairs done faster. He just needs to pick things up. Only 78 points left. Well, I I know the Allies can win this game if they just pull it together. Riflemen moving up. Grenades getting exchanged. That one's terrible. That squad retreats prematurely, so does that one. Squad's okay. I think they've already thrown their grenade low. Yes, they have. They're putting out a smoke grenade now for some reason. I don't know what's going on there. And Zampolit is going to push the middle now. Well, he's splitting his forces. He should not be doing that. He needs to concentrate all of his forces on one victory point and trust his teammate to be able to handle the other one. However unlikely. If he splits his micro and his attention like this, he will not be able to win. Definitely not properly microing these tanks. Look at this. Oh, and his Panther's not here to support. He's just throwing those tanks into a defensive line without proper support and without the use of his Panther. This Panther will not be able to successfully take down this entire force by itself. Oh, that he completely messed this up. Absolutely messed this up, and with no support from Griswold whatsoever, who was busy on the left side. Terrible. Terrible push. That's the game. That will conclude the game. There's absolutely no way they can win now. But amazingly, that Panther is murdering everything over here with the power of its mounted machine gun. Small moral victory, I guess, but what is that worth? Well, I don't know what to say other than these Allies players were just so on such different wavelengths. They would no coordination. We're not working together in the slightest. And Griswold just threw his tanks away. And so did Blazej, throwing away Stugs. Awful unit preservation. Hard to watch. Such an intense and close game, though. Really disappointing for me to see the Allies throw away that potential victory with a stolen Panther, 21 kills. How many tanks did this kill? 4 vehicles destroyed. Man, unbelievable. I definitely think they could have won this. I think Zampolit played quite well, but sort of at the end, I think maybe his nerves were getting a little frayed. He wasn't microing his infantry as well as he could have, and there was a point where the Allies could have won the game if Zampolit had just sent a unit over here and captured this unopposed, but he was too busy with whatever he was doing over here. So, intense game for sure. Quite a match. And I hope that if you are watching this, that you enjoyed it. And thank you for tuning in once again.